Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another installment of the call-in show. Yep. Yes. I am here accompanied by the starting panel of Real Chris. I am your host, Marshalldbdx. For today's call-in show, ladies and gentlemen, you read the title correctly. We're going to be discussing Cole Palmer. We're going to be discussing the title. We're going to be discussing this season. We might even have some banter. We might be petty. We might do a lot of things. I don't know. Some regretful, some clownish, but we will do things on the stream. We are here. We will be there. We will be there. Ladies and gents, welcome to the call-in show. If you haven't done so already, be sure to smash up the like button. Be sure to subscribe. If you are new here, come join the Casually community, as we are a growing community. It helps out the channel tremendously. A lot of good things coming to the channel very, very soon, slowly but surely. These things take time. It is trust the process, as some people like to say, as Chelsea are currently doing. Yes, trust the process, because the channel is growing, expanding, improving, and just overall getting better. So, pardon me as I clear my throat. Yeah, come subscribe, join the community, hit the bell notification, you're notified whenever we do go live. This is a call-in show that we do once a month. Potentially we'll do it twice a month, depending on reception and how you guys ask for it in the comments below, because that's what they're for. Ladies and gents, I do read the comments, so let us know. Should we do these call-in shows twice a month? We do it the first Wednesday of every month, so it is October, believe it or not, ladies and gents. The first month of Premier League football is over. We are now into the October month, just before we get into international break and come back on the 20th. And yeah, leave a comment, let us know your thoughts on the call-in show, and if you want it back, and just on anything we're going to be talking about today. And members, all that stuff, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. You guys already know what to do. Big up to our members in the chat right now. Big up to everyone else as well that is joining us for the show. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for coming in, and wipe your feet at the door. You already know how this works. Chris, if you are there, it's time for us to start this discussion. As the title says, can Cole Palmer lead Chelsea to a title charge?
It's not
As
Palmer,
most of it's not Colin Palmer. It is Cole Palmer, which I made a mistake, ladies and gents. If you saw that, listen, I made this show last night. I was tired, exhausted, and I accidentally called it the Cole Palmer show. But yeah, so to answer my own question, I've been thinking about this a lot, and listen, I'm still on the fence. But what I will say is this, and I had this inkling last season as well. This team, as it stands right now, whoops, pressing buttons on my keyboard I shouldn't be pressing. This team, as it stands right now, this team as it stood last season, should be in the conversation for top 4. And if we played anywhere near as decent as we played last year, as we are playing this season, we would have comfortably been in the top 4. So I don't see why, if we are competent enough, if our players perform like they're supposed to, like our scouting team have expected them to, like a certain John Duran, like certain players that have been scouted have been performing with the high expectations and the high level of talent that they have. I don't see why this team can't be in a title race. I don't see why this team can't challenge for a title race. However, it's one thing to have expectations and read things on paper, right? It's a whole different thing to actually see it executed and tested. Because right now on paper, right now with the eye test, right now with what we see on the pitch, one would think if you apply that to a challenging team, we could potentially get a result. Ladies and gentlemen, may I remind you, last season, we opened up the season with a draw against Liverpool. May I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, rivals, even who are watching, that last season we nearly beat Arsenal. We did the double on Tottenham. We drew twice to Man City. May I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that we caused a lot of upsets when it wasn't expected. And that was without tactics. That was with individual brilliance. And now that you're seeing what individual brilliance can do with proper tactics, with proper planning, with proper instruction, ladies and gentlemen, you do not build a table without following instructions. If you do, guess what? When that table leans on one side or it's got that slant, that the thing you got to put the wedge underneath, there's a reason why. Because you didn't follow the instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, IKEA furniture does not build itself. And we have in front of us this team, the best in IKEA catalog. All right? Where am I going with this?
I know you're thinking of IKEA.
Listen, I need to go buy some furniture. I don't know. I need a new desk, Chris. However,
I got my desk from IKEA.
There you go. You see? IKEA is the standard. We need to be at that standard, ladies and gents.
Oh, this desk can hold 2 TVs.
Big up IKEA. This is IKEA is the best of the best, king of the furnitures. Okay. Now, back to realism. Back to sensible football talk here. In my honest opinion, I think. Let me just say this: this team without Cole Palmer, I think, should be able to get into the top 4. I think this team without Cole Palmer should have what it takes to challenge for the Premier League. But you are now seeing a talent that is Cole Palmer. Mind you, ladies and gents, you've not even seen Esteval yet. You've not even seen Kendry Paez yet. You've not seen the best of Jadon Sancho. You've not seen the best of Nicholas Jackson. You've not seen the best of Enzo and Moises. And I know people are going to say the defense. Remind you that in the preseason, this defense was leaking. Cheeks spread wide open to Celtic, to fucking Wrexham, to all these teams.
Oh, preseason, yeah.
And as the games, more and more games came, we improved defensively. Now it's even a debate whether or not we should be starting Tosin. And Tosin kept the clean sheet against West Ham. West Ham that won the transfer window. Listen, I'm blowing a lot of air into this fire. I'm trying to get these embers to light up into a beautiful flame. What I'm trying to get at, people, is that there's a lot of talent in this team. And we hired a manager to get the best of this talent. Look what happened to Jadon Sancho, Manchester United, with a fucking Eric Ten Hag, a fraud Ten Hag. Fucking Eric Bin Laden over there. What he was doing at Ajax with his team. Best Ajax team ever. Meanwhile, he goes to Manchester United and every single talent that he has there has degraded. Look what a manager that can put you on a pedestal can do, which is an Enzo Maresca. It might be soon. I know, ladies and gents, it might be soon. However, we're already seeing a better Cole Palmer. We're already seeing an improved Nani Madueke. Some of you will even say that Jackson's improved this season. Moises Caicedo's looking a lot more consistent. Our defense has solidified more game in and game out. Cucurella is consistent paella Ella, okay? It is looking peak, and we're without Reece James. Remember the times, Chris. Remember back in the day when we relied on Reece James to win us games.
I felt bad for him, man. We had to force him.
No more!
And then Lampard, when we had to play against Arsenal, Reece and Chilwell.
Let's not remind ourselves of the Lampard days, but listen, ladies and gents. Yes, we do have mistakes in the back line, but listen, Liverpool had mistakes in the back line. Konate made a mistake the other day. Mistakes happen, all right? No one's going to be perfect. We saw mistakes from City against Arsenal. Arsenal have their bozo moments too. Listen, no defense is perfect. Unless you're talking about Jose's defense in what season was that, Chris? 2006, 2007, our record-breaking season with all that.
With what? Sorry, you took me out of that soundtrack.
Our record-breaking season for defensive goals conceded.
Oh yeah, we did for 4 years.
06?
Well, yeah, it lasted 4 years straight to like 2000. I think it ended 2008 to 2004 to 2008. If I'm correct,
Listen.
just going off my head.
I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna be a defensive fortress bridge again, right? But with the talent that you see in this team,
Yeah.
with last season me expecting there to be a top 4 finish, now that we have the same tools, if not better tools than last season, and there's no re-slander, comma.
No.
With what happened last season, now we have a manager that has tactics, instruction. You hear the players saying this. Oh, how would you describe Enzo Maresca? Tactician. Proper minerals tactician. All right, ladies and gents. I really think, and listen, this is me saying I think, I believe, not that we will. I will come out with statements after the Liverpool game. But I do believe this team has the capability to challenge for the title. Whether or not we do it, whether or not we actually execute that, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. I'll lower it if I must. It might be a little too loud. So I'll lower it a little bit. But yes, ladies and gents. Chris, I spoke a lot.
You did.
What do you think?
What do I think about Cole Palmer?
Mind you. Hold on. Before you go, we need an elite goalkeeper for a title challenge. Arsenal were able to do it with Ramsdale. Do you think Ramsdale's an elite goalkeeper?
I have Raya too. But
Raya, who stepped up this season. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
He
but
stepped up.
they challenged last season, right, with Raya. And
Yeah.
Raya was awful last season. I mean,
Yeah.
I hear you with the goalkeeper, by the way. Goalkeepers.
I
make
hear
a-
it too. We do
they're
need a
very
better
important
goalkeeper.
to a team. I think, to me, it's one of the most important roles to the team. Maybe the most important if it's like a Courtois, Allison level, of course. But yeah, like talking about Cole Palmer, I think yes, because Cole Palmer showed me like last season, the goals and assists he can bring, his creativity, and he can do
No, it
all. I
wasn't.
think Cole Palmer.
No,
He can, wait, no, it's what?
No,
What?
but Arsenal's defense was better than ours when they first challenged for the league.
Wait, better than our best ever defense? Did
No,
you
not
say?
our best ever defense.
Oh, okay. you
Well,
mean-
okay, maybe it was better than ours, but
okay.
it wasn't
okay.
that great either.
No,
they had
no,
Tomoyasu,
they
they had Zinchenko at left back. It was Gabriel and Saliba. And listen, I'm not buying this
They have
Gabriel
better
hype.
centre backs. No, they have better centre backs than us, but they don't have better
Yeah.
fullbacks. I don't think. I think our fullbacks.
Even
can do it.
then, that's questionable because
it's kind
we
of a
still had
mixed
Thiago
match,
Silva. Thiago Silva that season still had a great season. He won Player of the Season that year.
but
That was the Graham
Saliba-
Potter season.
I will say.
Yeah, Saliba, Baliba, whatever.
No, Saliba's one of the best centre
Yeah.
backs. I don't like glazing Arsenal players. But
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy, man?
But
Alright, Saliba, Baliba.
I will say, like, with Cole Palmer, yes, I actually do believe we can challenge for the league this season, and I can back that up by saying it. You know, when we did a Premier League prediction, what I say, I said we will challenge at top 3. I said we'd be 5 to 7 points away from Man City. I don't think we'll win it, but I believe we'll challenge, and I did say that. So I'm staying consistent. What I'm gonna think, because Cole Palmer is, to me, the last 15 months best Premier League player. I think. Creativity, he's one of the best. Scoring outputs, and like, yeah, he's one of the best as well. Obviously not because Haaland, but he can do more than Haaland as a player. He's a better player than Haaland, of course. But yeah, I believe Cole Palmer can lead Chelsea to the lead of this title charge, because he's our main guy. He's world class. Like, there's no one around like Cole Palmer in the Premier League really right now. We got quality around him now. We've got Neto, Sancho. Madueke's performing well this season. Jackson, like you said, Jackson's improved this season. He's scoring more goals. He's link up with Cole Palmer this season is really good. Like that, I think Jackson's assisted him a couple of times, and Cole Palmer's assisted Jackson like 3 times himself as well. So yeah, their link up has been really good. In our defense, I do like Colwell this season. I think Colwell's gonna have a good season. I think he's our best centre back, comfortably. Fafana's solid, obviously, in Tolson. He looks like a solid backup, third choice centre back for sure. And our fullbacks, Gusto, Kukureya, you know, they are like good fullbacks, and I think we've got a good, well-rounded team. But Cole Palmer's that big, you know, make difference. Like, you know, you saw the Brighton game, he saved us handily, like 4 goals. So yeah, like I think where you look at games like Brighton, where Cole Palmer can get you 4 goals, 3 goals, and just like give you 3 points like that. So yeah, I think Cole Palmer. I believe Chelsea are going to the title charge for sure. Yeah, I would say so.
I will say this. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry. I'm partially distracted because I'm seeing the John Duran revisionism happening in front of me, and it's so glorious.
I can't remember if you really wanted him, but I guess you did.
No, Chris. I was always the type of fan that would say, you know what? I don't know this guy. I'm not. Listen, I forgot to turn on my light here. I got to turn that on in a minute. But okay. I was never like adamant about him. But what did I say, people? Maybe some of you remember what I used to say. But what I would always say was, you know what? If recruitment wants them, then they probably see something in him that I don't know about. And you know what? They haven't done much to prove me that they're not competent. So let's see what happens. If they think this is the guy, then let it happen. That's what I said.
Our scouting is.
You remember
really
me saying
good.
that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said that. Like if our recruitment team, I backed the scouting because what did they get wrong, really? Like you could say they got maybe Mudryk wrong. Mudryk was a weird one because
that wasn't
exactly. We don't know. We don't know if it was Win Stanley. We don't know if it was Lawrence Stewart. We don't know if it was whatchamacallit. What's his face? Igbali or Bowley.
We'll say Verven.
Or Vivell maybe even. We don't know who actually scouted Mudryk.
We didn't have any directors when we got Mudryk. That's the problem.
We were in a transition phase to get directors. Mudryk just fell from the Ukrainian sky, bro. He came off the Ukrainian missile that happened to pass by. When let me not push that joke any further. But this guy just dropped down like a silo, bro. Like that's what happened. He just landed at Chelsea's doorstep.
You know what happened?
And the bank account went negative 80 mil.
Arsenal was interested, and then our owner saw Arsenal was interested, and we fell for the. I think we fell for the bait on that one.
Yeah. But other than that, like I'm thinking, who else did we really flop on? Like in terms of signings,
we got Gusto for 20 million bargain.
Fofana, we flipped for a profit.
The striker.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Washington, but he's going to end up being a profit.
I was going to say, obviously getting Caicedo and Enzo. I know there was a lot of money, but again, Enzo and Caicedo on the same team is brilliant work. Even Lavia, to add to that, another good work from our directors. Obviously, they're not cheap prices, but Sancho, 25 million. I think we've robbed Man United there. 23 million, 25 million, whatever it is, anyway. Jackson, 30 million. That's a bargain in my opinion, because you look at like then again Man United, they spent 70 million on Højlund, who's just dog shit. So yeah, I think this whole recruitment team has done wonderful work.
Exactly, they've not really done anything to make me think you guys are idiots. Like yes, there's a lot of questionable things, but yo, and you know what I was thinking today, Chris? Because I was listening to Mr. John Obi Mikel. The Chelsea legend, right? Legend. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, come on.
I was listening. Listen, no. I respect him. I think he's great, but legend? I don't know about
think so. I think you can call him a cult hero.
Okay, yeah, I'll call him a cult hero. Don't make me change the title of this video, Chris, to is John Obi Mikel Chelsea legend or not?
I call him a legend. I love Mikel. He's a fantastic player. He's the guy to end, if we're winning, you bring on Mikel.
I don't think Killer AMC. I have never thought our recruitment team was bad. There was a lot of people that did, and I had questions about it. I never thought it was bad.
Chelsea, he's not just a player at Chelsea. He's a cult hero at least.
Okay, John O'Bickle. So yeah, thank you, Chris. I was listening to his podcast today, and I was thinking to myself, like, people really thought, and I made this jokingly. People really called him out saying like, oh, he got bought out by the club. He's a brown envelope now, all this and that. And I'm like, bro, he used to criticize the recruitment and Paul Winstanley and all of that, the directors. And don't you think that maybe it's just, I don't know, guys. Maybe there's a possibility that he got to see how the sausage was made and then realized like, oh, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. I never looked at it this way, or I never saw the full plan. Now that I see the plan, I think these guys are doing the right thing. And guess what? Like, we're looking at it. It looks like they're heading in the right direction. But enough of me speaking. This is a call-in show. The link is in the chat for you guys to call in. I have a few of you already in the back. I'm going to let you guys in one at a time, just so you get a chance to actually say what you want to say before other people get into the call. We'll start off with Gaming for Life. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. You better not waffle. I know you waffle sometimes, so we're going to keep you accountable today, my friend. But big up to you. What are you saying, man? Are Chelsea capable of challenging for the title? Do you think they're going to challenge for the title? Is Cole Palmer the difference between us challenging and not challenging? Your thoughts, my friend?
I mean, if we play the football like we've been seeing for these past games, then I don't see why we can't challenge for the title. I mean, we've been playing well. Maresca's literally, proven exactly what he needs. He's been cooking, and they telling me to keep Pochettino from last season. Yeah. How about for all the Poch haters, be quiet now? Where are all they at?
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, I can't complain. Hey, listen, Cole Palmer, I think he can. He's an exceptional signing. I don't think he's a bad player. Like, you know what I mean? And if you're adding like Jadon Sancho and all these ballers we brought in, then I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've been playing exceptional football, so it's just like I can't complain right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Obviously, I'm gonna reserve judgment until we play up against like a proper challenging team like a Liverpool.
Yeah.
However,
that's when we'll know that's when we'll find out about like what this team's about.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. Before I make like a really solid call here, but
you didn't do an prediction with challenge. I thought you did, Marshall.
I said in the predictions that we're gonna be in top 4.
Yeah.
And that it was gonna be a close top 4. But for me, challenging is like, one game won for Chelsea and a game lost for Man City, and all of a sudden we're at top. That's what I think. Like a really.
Would you class 5 points away end of the season a challenge? Like, we definitely gave it a go.
Like 5 points away, you said?
Yeah. End of season. So we're like 5-7 points away, because that's what I said as a challenge to me. If we're still like in a radius pretty close, just didn't make it over the line. I don't think we'll win the league this season. I think we'll give it a go.
I would consider that a challenge, but for me, I would say. But when I say it's going to be a close top 4, I feel like the gap between 4th and 1st is probably going to be like 8 points. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where I feel like we're going to be. But I feel like now my opinion is being swayed one way or the other simply because now I'm looking at the football and it's so much better than what I could have anticipated. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This point of the season, I expected us to be, still mid-table. Like, we're going to have a draw here and like a win there.
We have more points than last season.
We're going to be better. Yeah, we're going to be better than United, obviously. But I expected us to lose to City. Yeah. And if we're looking at
the Palace game was unlucky because the referee was horrible.
We've had a good.
I expect us to win.
We had Brighton.
Palace, to be fair.
Brighton
could have been a draw.
I mean, they didn't lose until Chelsea. We had West Ham, and they are tough against Chelsea. We faced them at their ground, right? I mean, we've had some decent, like, higher up, like, top 6, top 8 teams. We've just not had, like, Liverpool, like you said. Yeah, like, Liverpool's going to be a good challenge. But I also said the reason why I think Chelsea will, like, challenge for league is because I think we'll be top scorers of the league. And we actually have our defense solid, like, decent for most part. Then, we'll challenge quite comfortable because if we get the goals and get the, not many goals conceded, right? We still concede goals, but not that much.
As long as our defense improves, then I think we should be all right.
And I think our defense will improve. We just need more games and more sharpness. Look, ladies and gents, I ask that you do this, all right? Look at Levi Colwill versus Man City.
Yeah.
And now look at Levi Colwill versus Brighton.
He's more
confident. Starch difference. Mm-hmm. So, Suleiman, to answer your question here, like Potter won 5, drew 1 game from his first 6. Look how that turned out. We need to chill for real. I get where you're coming from, but Suleiman, the difference between what Potter is doing versus what Maresca is doing is that Potter had us defensively sound, right? We weren't conceding too many goals, but we weren't making the most out of our chances. We were creating chances, but we were not clinical at all. With what Maresca is doing, we are consistently scoring. What's our expected goals this season? 4 or something? I think we're at 4 expected goals this season. We're leading the Premier League with the most GA. We weren't doing that under Potter. So this is a different animal right now, Suleiman. That's my argument back to that. But I mean, I get where your conservatism is coming from.
And do you know what it is right now? We're playing
conservatism. Yeah, go ahead.
From last season, we're playing one-touch football here. We're not wasting our chances. We're playing one-touch football, like bam, bang, on target. Last season, we would take so many chances and it would never go in the back of the net.
Okay, let's get our next caller in, JC. JC, I'm looking into the thing. I'm gonna do that right now while you speak, but I don't think moderators are blocking. I think it's a bug that you're going through with YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna look at it right now to see what's going on, but don't worry about that. I'll sort that out. Talk to me, man. You're saying that too early to say that we're gonna challenge. Why is that?
See, we just started winning games, and if you look at the calendar year, we are like third, but really third. Like there is a gap between first 2 and third. And that's been a good calendar year, and we are right now averaging like two points per game, like 6 games and 12 points, and this has been a good start, you can say that. But still there are games where we have lacked, like the Crystal Palace. We came back from Conference League. The team was really tired in the second half, you can say that, and we could not finish them off, and we could not win that game. Then Servette also, okay, we won the return leg, or the second leg 2-1, but we really barely, we were 3-2 on aggregate, we just held on. So as we moved on from there, we have improved drastically. And that might be the story I feel for the season, but for title charge, it's too early. I mean, if you look at historically, Chelsea has scored, I think, once 76 points in last 5 years. And we have been hovering around 60, 66. I think if we reach somewhere like 70, 75, that's where we get Champions League. And that's where we are going, because 38 games and 76 points brings you Champions League. And that's how we are going right now. I think by the end of the season, and if we are having a trajectory stably going forward, next year we might be with a little bit of add-ons. Like we had a few improvements, make a few improvements and then play. But as things stand, statistically, and if you see realistically, we've had easier games other than City, and still the points. Also, if you look historically, whoever wins it around eight. He needs somewhere in the higher 80s points, and they normally will have a run of 5 to 10 games unbeaten. And top 4, if you will look on statistics, I was analyzing every 4th game, top 4 will break, will drop points every 4th game. And just having a proper look at how we are going, I think we are going for something like 70 points, anywhere around plus minus. That's close to top 4, and that's how it looks like. I think we fans are emotional, and after so many years of bad football, you can say, or results, we are suddenly very excited. Everybody is excited, and it's good times, and let's enjoy this improvement. But our improvement has been also incremental. So Potter, we went. The Potter season didn't go very well. Then we rehold this squad totally. And second year, you can argue okay, we did a little better. It's such a small improvement, but still progressively we were improving. By the end of the last season, we were already getting more victories. So you can say there was incremental improvement, and this year there is more incremental improvement. Is it enough for the title challenge? No, I don't think so. And imagine, like, if we put pressure on this, these players might be thinking, like, right now everybody is happy, and if they start to lose, they will become a laughing stock. So let's not make more pressure on them. Let's enjoy them and encourage them.
Well, listen, I agree with most of what you're saying. I understand. But one thing I have to correct you on, because you did start off your claim with, we only just started winning, which I disagree. We were winning last season. Towards the end of Pochettino, we were starting to win. We were starting to get results. We were turning things around. So much so that the emotional fan base that we know we are started saying, oh, maybe we should consider Poch, and maybe we should, think about, bringing him on. No, absolutely not. He is a clown. He is a clown, and he should not ever be mentioned.
Frank Lampard.
But no. So with that being said, I think what we started to see last season was those individual players show their real colors, show what they can really do, and they really express themselves, and they started to understand each other. We see the link-up partnership between Cole Palmer and Jackson. It's the best in the league right now. So I think with that being said, and the team starting to mesh a lot more, because I will give those people, the doubters, this. It was a young team. As a young team, you're going to have a little bit of hardship. You're going to have the lack of inexperience play a factor. And, it's going to take time to gel with some of these other guys that you're also in this new environment with. Now that that's out of the way, this team they understand each other from last season. Now that that's out of the way, you put in the tactics, you put in the time, you put in the instruction and all that and this and that. I think now we're starting to see what this team could do when managed correctly. And yes, I know we haven't really, been challenged outside of Man City. But even if you look at Man City, and ladies and gents, I think you guys agree with me on this one. Even if you look at that Man City game, can you really sit there and say we didn't deserve at least a draw?
We didn't play horrible. We played decent in that game. We just struggled a little bit.
Yes, but can I add
that is the four-time Premier League champs, mind you, and we're supposed to be the club that is finished, right? I think not. But before you respond, JC, and before we keep going on with the show, we do have more call-ins in the background. I'm going to start letting you guys in as well. I want everyone to have a minute to have their say, so that not everyone gets
I have one more
put in the background
before you go.
Okay.
Are the stars all aligning for Chelsea then now?
Well, that's the question. That is the question. That is literally the video. So that is what I'm going to ask Ladimus Prime. Big up, Prime. Welcome to the show. This is a call-in show because I know you read the title. So big up, my friend. Tell me, can Cole Palmer lead Chelsea to a title charge? Or even just, can Chelsea go on a title charge this season?
Well, no, the reason why I asked is because, the link didn't drop until like 20-25 minutes, and because if you're familiar with the show, like my regulars here, you would know that every call-in show, it's 15 to 20 minutes before the link drops. But I know you knew that. You were just testing me. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, you don't call me to turn up until the link drops. You don't pay me to turn up until the link drops, so that's your fault. Anyways,
hey, listen, not all of us can be casuals.
I mean, listen, I only, my incentives is not to turn up before the link drops. That's your fault. Anyways.
Hey, not all of us can be
if you didn't have
Sancho
the incentive to pay
next
attention for the rest of your life, then you wouldn't be getting here far.
Do you pay me for that? No.
No, but it's pretty much a life skill to listen and pay attention, to be observant. So, listen, Prime, I don't know if you live in a bubble, but I hope you don't. Yes, observant. Yes, because my English is better than yours.
You said it wrong, though.
I said it correctly.
You didn't.
I did.
Observant, not observant.
Yep.
You said it wrong.
Observant. Yeah.
Okay, you're still saying it wrong. But anyways,
I will continue to say it correctly.
Let's go, man. Let's talk about Chelsea.
Okay, if you say so.
No, talk about observant.
Talk about observant. I don't think observant is good enough to challenge for the title. I really don't. Now Chelsea, are we challenging for the title? Funny enough, I just had this conversation with the CB on Lewis's channel. Check that out. I was on the stream he did. We spoke for the last, I think, maybe hour or 45 minutes. Do I think we're challenging for the title? No. I think we're only 5 games in. It's way too early, to say and judge that. Yeah. However, after the international break, we've got to go Anfield. We face Arsenal. Well, we got to go Anfield. We face Man United at home, and we face Arsenal at home. If we get through those fixtures, and also Newcastle, I expect us to beat Newcastle. If we get through those 4 fixtures pretty much unscathed, then we can start having that conversation, and I'll hear it a lot more. But as of right now, I don't think it's fair to put this expectation on a group of players when there's no evidence that they can really live up to it. Like for example, these players, we talk about not trusting Sanchez. We talk about our defense being shaky. There are still Chelsea fans that are questionable on Jackson and whether he can keep up this goal-scoring form. And yet, we think we can go challenge for a title with a quote-unquote championship manager, is what people were telling us a month ago. So, no, I don't think it's way too early to judge that right now. It's way too early.
People were telling us we're going to get regulated with this manager, that he was going to be rubbish, we'll be in 12.
It's way too early. Because if our next 5 games, if we lose, say, 3 out of our next 5, does that mean that we're in a relegation battle? No, it doesn't.
No, but I'm just saying fans weren't happy about it. They think that Maresca was unexperienced.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, no, I don't think we're in. And also, someone brought up earlier about Potter's first 5 games. He has a point there that Potter won his first 5 or something, and Chelsea fans were aghast. And there were people saying things like, Potter can be our Fergie, and that, he'll build
that he can win the Champions League with us.
I like Maresca. I like what we're doing, but how we started the season is what I expect, because our fixtures so far haven't been difficult besides City.
Yeah,
they're fixtures that we've struggled in the past few seasons, yes, but I expect Chelsea to be winning those games, and we have gone through and won them in different ways, which I'm happy about. If we win our next 5, or even if we win, like, say we go Anfield, say we beat Liverpool at Anfield, beat Man United, and then draw against Arsenal, those 9 points, if we get 7 or even 6 from the 9 points, then that is we can start having that conversation a lot more. But right now, I just believe it's way too early. There's Fergie has a saying, a quote, where you don't check the table or during the first 10 games. Like, you only check it after the first 10 and see where things lie. And that's what I was telling Chelsea fans. That's what I was telling people when we lost to Man City 1-0 and everyone was freaking out. I said, let's wait until we play 10 games first in the league and then see what happens.
You're saying...
Yeah, sorry, go.
So you're saying no title charge as of right now?
I think it's way too early to have that conversation right now.
You're saying no title charge?
I think it's too early to have that conversation.
I think you're sitting on the fence very much like Jose CFC is right here.
I'm not sitting on the fence. I don't think that we're in a title race. It's too early.
Sorry, you're standing on the fence. You're laying on the fence. You're doing a lot of things on the fence right now.
I'm not. I just think it's too early to have that conversation. I don't think we're in a title race. I don't think we're in a title race.
Did you join the call-in show that says, can Cole Palmer lead Chelsea to a title charge? And you're saying it's too early this conversation. Guys, let's wrap it up. Ladies and gents, thank you for joining the call-in show. That was it. Prime says it's too early to have this conversation. So we will not have the conversation anymore. Ladies and gents, like the video, subscribe if you're new here. No, I'm kidding, obviously.
I will say, in the title race, you can say don't know, but do you think we might go on a title race? I think that's still a fair question to ask. Like,
okay, you know what? I think all of this needs, because a lot of people, let's preference this first by asking, what do you define a title race?
5 points away from first. Pretty much what Chris was saying before.
5 to 7. I think that's the.
I think 5.
So-
5. That's it.
So
5.
that
After
means
5,
what?
it's not.
Okay.
After 5 points. So 5 points within the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, but when does the title race truly start?
Like January, February.
Yeah.
Probably end of December, to be
January.
honest. That's my.
Yeah, that's
End
what
of
I'm
December.
saying.
Yeah. Okay. If we're still in this by December, if we're in this by December, January, then yeah, I'll believe that we can keep going until the end.
But Man
Well,
City
Yeah,
are
I
not
mean,
winning the
now-
league.
that's where I was going to be at too, but yeah.
And also,
All
right?
It's still too early
if
to
you
have the
look at our-
conversation,
if
so
you
you don't
look
think
at
we're
our-
going to do it?
because- no, not even that. If you look at our fixtures after we play Arsenal, we face a lot of the more favorable, I'm not going to say easier, but a lot of the more favorable sides in the league. We get all of our big games out of the way, and then the next big game we play is Man City in January or February.
We should be getting revenge.
By that point, right? So from Arsenal, which is I think October, or not October, I think Arsenal's November something. We play from Arsenal until we play Man City in January, February. That gap of fixtures are games that we should win, basically all of them. So that's why I'm saying let's see how we do against Liverpool at Anfield, Newcastle, Man United at the Bridge, Arsenal at the Bridge. Because if we win those 4 games, or if we win 3 out of the 4, then I can say, you know what, we have this massive run that of teams we should be beating. Maybe we are in a title race. But right now, we haven't played those teams yet, so I'm not going to say either way, you know?
The question is, are Chelsea going to try buy another striker in January?
Well, that's a whole separate question, right? That's a whole different call-in show we're going to have in January. But I think someone that is less inclined to sit on the fence has an answer for us, and I'm going to let him in on the stage right now, and that's going to be...
How am I on the fence?
Curry
How am I on the fence?
Because you're not saying if we're not in a race or not. You're not decided. You're not saying yes or no. So you're on the fence. You don't want to make a decision.
I don't
and that's fine. Listen,
Marshall,
I'm here to just stir up the pot right now.
Marshall,
Which is why we're having this video. But Prime, I did let you speak a lot, Prime. You can respond. I just want to let Curry Pirate. Hold on.
I don't believe it. I did say I don't believe we're in a title race. I said that. So that's not me being on the fence.
So you're saying right now we're not in a title. Okay, fine. That's fine. Yo, we're not even in the title race. The question wasn't even that. The question is more, can we be in a title race? But you don't believe that we can. I'm going to go ahead and give Curry Pirate, at this moment you don't believe we can. I'm going to go ahead and give Curry Pirate the stage. Big up Curry Pirate, long time to speak. And I'm going to start speeding it up a little bit just to let other people in. But go ahead, Curry. You don't think we're in a title, or we can be in a title race this season?
No.
Go ahead and let me know your thoughts, my friend.
No, we do not have the defense. Caldwell's doing fine. Fofana's a fucking detriment, and Tosin is a decent deputy to get us top 4, but not to challenge. We have no leading center back. Caldwell could be that by next year's time, but this is the first season he's playing in his proper position for Chelsea, and it's only been 6 games. I'm not trusting this partnership. And Saliba and Gabriel had at least one season, and by that time Gabriel was in the league for 2 seasons, and Saliba was voted the best young player in France before he came to Chelsea, when he was loaned out for 2 seasons in France. So he was the best young and coming centre back, let alone he was the best young and coming player from the French league. We do not have a centre back like that unless this Anselmino kid we call in by January and he's literally does similar thing to Saliba. There's no way we have the defense to do this. We do not have the defense to do this, and I'm sorry, we don't have the striker to do this. And it's nothing to do with Jackson or Nkunku. We don't have anyone in our squad in terms of the front line who's a threat aerially. I haven't even seen a score even against Servette or someone a fucking headed goal with this new set piece coach. And he's been doing decent in terms of helping us defend. We've been defending set pieces way better this season with this new set piece coach. We have not scored a single goal, and we have a 6'5" Tosin.
We scored against Wolves with a set piece. Jackson.
So I mean, listen, I get where you're coming from. That we don't
because here's
have
the
the
thing,
heading
Marshall, I'm not even
ability.
saying we need a top 9. It's just even Gio's not good aerially. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even need. We don't
Yeah,
have
but
a
like,
striking profile.
are we crossing the ball often? Is that how we're getting our goals now?
No, but we need that option when we run, when there is a very low block and we can't pass our way through anything. We can't pace our way through everything because they're sitting men back. Or you know what? That even works against Arsenal. Because that's what Kai Havertz is doing. He's technically shit, but you know what? How he's getting goals aerially. And you've seen their formation. They have fucking 4 center backs and 2 DMs.
But they're leaning heavily on getting those headed and set piece goals. Like, surely you can't think like because right now without Odegaard they look stale when it comes to the attack.
You say this, yes, they do look stale, but then you know what they're doing?
They're
fucking
the
crossing like a ridiculous
conversation.
amount. No, they're crossing. They were crossing more, and their center backs are literally. They scored 36 goals last season off set piece headers.
CP,
36.
I will say
36 in the league.
CP,
But
I will
if you flip the conversation and you were to say like Chelsea, the only way Chelsea are getting goals is through the set pieces and heading, you would say we can't challenge for the league because we can't simply get goals from set pieces and just heading ability. We have to get goals from other ways.
Yes, yeah, but they are getting through other ways. It's just they lost the biggest playmaker, and they don't have a decent play. Well, when Neri's coming in, we don't know what this kid might be, but he's been performing well whenever he's subbed on for the 2 times he's been subbed on. So he could be good enough for placement. Moreno's coming back into the squad. He played in the Champions League thing yesterday. He's back in the squad. He got subbed on. Players are coming back for them now. Calafiori's fully back in. The only person they're missing is Odegaard. Moreno's supposed to be helping their left side. That's why Martinelli is supposed to be scoring more goals, and he has been for the past 2-3 games.
CP,
Since
I will say
he scored, and the game after, and in Champions League he scored.
CP, I will say this though, right? Like I get what you're saying about Arsenal set pieces, but Arteta built Arsenal's team to be dominant aerially and score set pieces. When I look at Man City, when Pep's been there, I don't think they've ever truly been a dominant.
Yes, but I'm not even saying we need someone dominant in set pieces. I'm saying look at the profile in Holland, right?
Hold on. Even before they got Holland, they were never a aerial dominant side. I understand set pieces being important, and I agree with you in that aspect. But if you're able to break down low blocks continuously, it doesn't matter per se about, we can't break down this side, let's make sure we nick it on a set piece. If you can break down low blocks, say 9 times out of 10, then you should be fine. But I agree with you. I don't think we're in a title race, at least as of right now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're not good enough for top 4, but we don't even have the profile in striker. What we have is a Gio who great pressing, but he fucking scuffs chances all the time.
Real quick. This is a good question that Dark has posed in the chat. What if we sign in January, which I think we will, and what if the biggest question is, what if we actually do go in for Osimhen, which it looks like it could happen in January? Does that change the conversation for UCP?
No, I still need a center back.
Oof. Okay. I think Arsenal were able to challenge with a lot less.
Marshall, we do, because we need 2 out of 3 things, right? Because we're not gonna have the best defenses in the league. I'm fine with that. Either we need a striker and a goalkeeper, or we need a striker and a center back, or we need a center back and a goalkeeper. You choose the 2 out of those 3 combinations.
Go ahead, Prime, and then I'm gonna let the next caller in.
Of course.
I think most important, we need a goalkeeper. I think in terms of striker, it's interesting, because Jackson's performing well, and Maresca also views Nkuku as a striker. So say Jackson falls off a little bit, Nkuku will come in and he will also bag goals. If we sign a striker in January, does that guy come in as a starter, or is he going to be on the bench as a bench option? I don't know. Osimhen's looked like he's building back his fitness, but he just got injured again for Galatasaray. Duran scored for Villa just now, but he's also doing it off the bench, and I doubt Villa would be willing to sell him unless it's for an extortionate amount, and I don't want to spend big money on him. I'll be so real. So what are we going to do? I think for me the most important thing is a goalkeeper. I think if you get me a goalkeeper, I will feel a bit more comfortable with this defense. But again, I think we should not put this big expectation on these guys. Let them like build some momentum for it first before we say.
Well, here's the thing, and I hate to break it to you, I genuinely feel that this expectation, these players are putting it on themselves as well. I think these players actually believe they can go for the big one. So I'm gonna let Jason come in. I'll let him have his say on the topic or even what I just said. But big up Jason22. Thanks for calling in, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
I will have another one in very momentarily. Just hold on. We'll have you backstage, brother. We'll let you in just a minute. But Jason, talk to me, brother. Are we deluded? Am I deluded? Is Prime on the fence?
I wouldn't go as far as saying deluded, but I definitely agree with Prime and Pirate. I think that our defense definitely isn't good enough to compete for a title. We concede way too many shots, and to be in a title challenge, you definitely have to be way better defensively. So I think it's a guaranteed top 4 or top 5 finish, and that's probably as far as we get.
I think our defense has been good this season, by the way. Because if you look at the obviously the Crystal Palace game, we didn't really concede any shots like onto the keeper. The West Ham game, our defense was a rock. Obviously, the City game,
we should have conceded a penalty.
Let Chris finish.
Our defense was a rock against West Ham. And even look at the Brighton game. The only goals we really looked threatening is when we made those stupid mistakes from Sanchez and what's the second goal like that? I'm pretty sure that's another mistake as well.
They're both Sanchez, yeah. Chris, you're right, but
I do agree with the goalkeeper thing, Prime, by the way.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a problem? I think this season the goals we've conceded, I don't know if you guys all agree, but I think none of the goals have been a system issue with Maresca.
I agree.
Conceding mistakes, not a system issue.
Not depending on how the mistakes.
I think that's individual for the most part.
If you're conceding the same mistake over and over, it's a system. If you're conceding different types of goals, then it could just be a player thing. I think the goals we've conceded have been a player issue, player errors, and that's a problem if you want to go for a title. We can't keep like the goal against the second goal against Man City. That's something where one of Enzo or Caicedo should have just taken out Kovacic and taken the yellow card for the free kick. No one did that. The goal against Brighton, the first one, Bozo error from Sanchez, that shouldn't happen. The second goal, Bozo error, that shouldn't happen. Even the first goal against Haaland, if you're challenging for a title, one of your centre-backs should be dealing with that a lot better. Like, this is why when I was very critical for these mistakes, and you guys were telling me that I shouldn't be, well, if you want to go for a title, you cannot make any of those mistakes.
Sorry, can I add on for a second to Prime?
Yeah.
And also, with Bournemouth, Fofana got us a penalty. Like, Sanchez saved us. West Ham, he held again, and we didn't get called for a pen, and everyone knew that was a pen when Fofana did that. That's basically 2 penalties that Fofana gave away. And he's the biggest problem I have in that centre-back position. Not Colwell, not Gusto, not Reece James whenever he's healthy. It's him. Cucurella's fine.
But are we going to pretend that Man City and Arsenal's defense are perfect? They make errors like that, and they get saved by VAR all the time.
Arsenal's defense is closest to perfect we've seen since
Hell no, they're not.
They are solid.
They are.
No, they're not close to perfect. No. You didn't hear what he said. He said close to perfect.
I think they are close to perfect.
They could be the best defense in the league, but not close to perfect. Close to perfect is Jose's record in 2005. That's close to perfect.
They're not close to perfect, but they're the best defense.
Marshall, you're taking them literally. He means it's the best defense in the league. That's what he means.
And Marshall, you know who the second best defense is?
The way they start up is really good.
Liverpool's only conceded 2 goals.
Yeah. They've been solid as well.
Like people talk about how many goals we've scored this season, which is amazing. But we've also conceded a lot of goals. Yes, they've been in like 2 or 3 games. 2 games, I think. You've conceded 3 games, the Man City one. But we've still conceded a lot of goals. And that's what I knew we'd be this season. I knew we'd score a lot. I also knew
I think we've only conceded 5 goals so far.
7.
We're not conceding that much. 7.
We had 7.
2, and then the 1.
Yeah,
it's
that's a lot.
3-2.
It's not like we conceded a goal a game.
Yeah.
If it was a goal a game, then that wouldn't be a problem. But we've conceded 2 a game. That's a problem.
That's just not sustainable football, in my opinion.
this is the
The
thing.
game is not sustainable at all.
But here's the thing, and Prime said this earlier, and I'm gonna let the next caller in after I say this. Prime said this earlier, and I think one thing that I want to point out as a caveat is, look at how we started off in the preseason with the errors. Right, there was errors all over the pitch. And look at how slowly but surely those errors have been less and less and less, to the point now where we're not seeing errors coming from the midfield anymore. That where at one point we were seeing errors coming from the midfield. At the beginning of the season, you pointed it out. Moises, if he doesn't make, he should have just made that tackle for a yellow. Should have taken a yellow. Or Enzo should have been in a better position. We're seeing less and less and less of that. And I think one of the biggest crucial points to being able to have a solid defense is also having a solid midfield. We have Moises Caicedo looking better than he's ever looked in a Chelsea uniform. Enzo, people are still going to have their ups and downs about him, but he's looked more consistent at least. Lavia is fit and his minutes are being well managed. I think there is potential to have more clean sheets because we were ready to sell Christensen and Rudiger before we won the UCL. And what did Thomas Tuchel do? He came in, solidified that midfield with Jorginho, Kovacic, and Kante, formed that box in front of the goal, and we were forcing our opponents to go wide, and it was very hard for them to score against us. So much so that we currently have the Champions League record for most clean sheets in the tournament. So I think what happened?
Mention the 3 centre backs as well. Play 3 at the back.
We still play 3 at the back.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't think the midfield is good enough for to compete.
Well, let's see real quick. Like I said, let's see because I was about to let someone in. Let's see what CFC for Life says. Sorry, I kept you back there for a minute, my friend. Thank you for your patience. But big up to you, my friend. Tell me what you think about the discussion. What are your thoughts? Do you think Chelsea can challenge for a title race with Cole Palmer?
All right. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
Yeah, big up Casually FC. Can we go for the title having Cole Palmer?
Yeah.
What is that really a discussion that Chelsea fans are having now just because Palmer scored 4 goals? Is that what you think? I'm asking you this now. I'm flipping it onto you quickly.
Okay.
Marshall called out. Let's go.
Your question is disingenuous because you're pretending like I'm only basing this off of the fact that Cole Palmer scored 4 goals against Brighton and it's only one game that's making me think this. No, the Chelsea fans think this because Cole Palmer had a magnificent season challenging the likes of Erling Haaland for a golden boot and individually took this team on his back and made it Cole Palmer FC. And now it's looking like he's going to do the same exact thing this season. This player right now this season has 10 GNA along with Erling Braut Haaland. So right now on form, this player is the best player in the world. There's little to no argument for that unless you mention Lamine Yamal. So it's not just the Brighton game, it's Cole Palmer as a player. People are already saying he's world class. People are already comparing him to the likes of Frank Lampard and Eden Hazard. I'm not doing it, but people are. So there's more to it than just the Brighton game, CFC for Life. It's the player, who he is. This is the type of player that can carry the team like an Eden Hazard did, but time will tell. But go ahead.
I get it. What I'm basically saying is like I feel like everyone overreacts way too soon. Like, let's not run before we can walk. So we haven't even finished in the top 4 yet.
Fucking sprinting, bro. What are you talking about?
So literally, everyone's thinking go for the league, and it's like relax, calm down. Like we've had it. This manager's new, right? And everything's going rosy at the moment, right? And in a season, there's always ups and there's always downs. So we're not always going to keep winning games after games after games. And obviously, Cole Palmer before this game, no one would have said, he's world class. And I'm not saying he's not. Of course, like he will be. I'm not going to jump the gun and say, he is or he's not. I feel like he's got potential to be, but I'm not going to get too over excited like some of these Chelsea fans are doing. I want to see basically how Chelsea do against the big teams. So I'm talking about Liverpool. We haven't beat Liverpool in so long. I can't even remember the last time we've beat Liverpool. Arsenal, we haven't beat Arsenal for ages. So I want to see, and then we haven't beat Man United at their ground in like 8. I don't know how many years, but it's a big sort of record. So I want to see.
Please, Ten Hag in, please.
I want to see.
Yeah. Finish your.
I want to see. Sorry, yeah. I want to see how good we do against the big boys before I even make a judgment, and then I want to see. Also, we're learning about our manager. So he's never. Yeah. This is new for him. People also forgetting this. He's never been in the league, in the Premier League before. He's never been under this sort of pressure, and so far he's doing amazing. So I'm just gonna sit back and wait. But I think top 4 is realistic. But I feel like people are just doing a bit too much and getting carried away, saying, "Oh, we're gonna go for the league." Like, there's nothing wrong with finishing in the top 4 this season, and then next season we progress. So, like, obviously, if we overachieve and do something like go for the title, of course, I'm going to be happy. But I'm just going to wait before I make a mad judgment, because it's only been like, 6 games? Say we have a bad 5-6 games going ahead. Everyone's opinions are going to change because it's very reactionary. So it's like, let's just wait and see how we get on for the next, I don't know, 10 games, 12 games. And if we do beat Liverpool, and then if we do beat Arsenal, and then and then we start winning and keep winning, then you never know. But I'm just going to wait before I make, too much of a judgment. But I think top 4 should be the aim.
The question for the panel, is there anyone that thinks that beating Liverpool isn't enough proof in the pudding that we could potentially be challenging for the title?
I think we need to beat Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal. Well, at least get 6 out of the 9 points to really cement. We haven't beaten Liverpool since
2021.
It is at Anfield, by the way, so that's a tough one.
We haven't beaten Liverpool since then. We haven't beaten Man United since, like, I don't know. I think it's been a decade, maybe. It feels that long, and we haven't.
Yeah, at their ground.
At their ground.
And we haven't beaten Arsenal since Lampard was manager.
Yeah, I think
good old Lamps.
Yeah,
Tammy Abraham scored, didn't he?
Yes, Tammy scored the winner, I think.
Bring back Lamps.
So again, if we get through those fixtures, and again, it's only like a few weeks away. If we get through those fixtures, then we can have an actual a serious conversation about the title. And that's my thing. So it's not being on the fence. It's just I'm not reactionary. I want to see something to believe in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you guys can tell me better than I. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Marshall. Do you think Liverpool are the title race?
Yes.
Yeah. And Arsenal
easily
are as well. So Chelsea beating 2 of our 3 title rivals, that's a statement, right?
100%.
Yeah. So if what you said, because you said before that these players are putting themselves, you said something like these players are putting themselves in the conversation for the title. You said something like
I think so. I don't know what it is. I have this feeling that these players actually believe they can win the title this season.
That's fine.
What can I say? What are you basing that off?
Aura.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We can't do that.
No, but I do believe players actually think they go into the season.
I don't even laugh. I'm not even laughing at what Marshall said. That's fine. If let's assume they believe that, right? If they believe that they can at least challenge for this title, then they have to go with the mentality of we're gonna beat Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, Arsenal. That's the mentality they have to have if they want to go.
Because this is the thing. I'm trying to think, like, putting myself in their shoes, which is really hard to do because obviously I'm not a professional footballer. But if I'm putting up the numbers that Cole Palmer is putting up and winning the awards that Cole Palmer is winning, I would come out with chest in my mind, and I'd be humble to an extent, right? I would in my mind probably think like I am the best player in the world, or at least trying to be the best player in the world. And if you're Cole Palmer, you have the right to ask yourself that. Hold on, it doesn't end with Cole Palmer though. I think there's also players like a Cucurella who just won the Euros, who probably thinks he is actually the best left back in the Premier League right now, and could make the argument that he is the best left back in the world. Moises Caicedo with the price tag. Enzo Fernandez won the World Cup, Copa America twice with Argentina. You don't think he thinks he's the best midfielder in the world?
He's definitely not.
Marshall. But these players you just
hater.
Marshall.
Definitely
these
not.
players you
Guys,
just mentioned, right? So Enzo's been around 3 trophy international sides, if that's a way to word it. Cole Palmer knows what it's like to win titles being around Man City.
Mm-hmm.
And Cucurella has won the Euros with Spain, so he knows the environment of what it takes to win.
We still got a non-believer in the chat. Goddamn. Go ahead.
Okay, Soul's gone. That's fine. But as much as, say, Palmer may want to win and Cucurella and the rest, they also know that this squad may not be ready yet. But again, who knows? If we go to Liverpool, we put in a statement and we win 1-0, that's going to build momentum for the Newcastle game, Man United, Arsenal. That's why Liverpool is so important. It could crumble this season, or it could make us build onto something special.
Because I genuinely believe, and Hassan, I would like to hear your thoughts as well, but give me a second. I genuinely do believe that every player on that pitch, or at least in their starting 11, they have a chip on their shoulder. They have something that they're playing for. Like from top to bottom. I mean, the goalkeeper, I think that's the biggest one that we need to fix up on. Maybe that one isn't as ambitious as the other ones, but like, for example, Wesley Fofana, that player wants to get back into the France starting 11. He definitely wants to prove that he's still Wesley Fofana, the guy that was touted to be potentially the best center back in the world at one point. He wants to get back to those levels. Levi Colwill, he wants to get into the England squad, 100%. He's fighting to get into that England squad. He's going to prove it. You got Cucurella, obviously, like I just said. Malo Gusto. You don't think Malo Gusto wants to get into that France squad either, and he's trying to fight and prove that he can be the best right back for France? Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo with the chip on his shoulder that he costs over 100 euros and all that. You don't think he wants to prove that he is worth that? And we were seeing those performances now. You're seeing Jadon Sancho, who wants to get into the fucking English squad. He got close to winning the Champions League with Dortmund last season. And don't you think he wants to get back to that point as well? I feel like there's a lot of players with chip on their shoulders that have something to prove, and we're starting to see it, which is why I have this feeling, I'm feeling this aura, right, that this team really, really, really believes in themselves.
That's fine. So they have to prove it then.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Go
shouldn't that be the standard every year for playing for Chelsea, though? Every year.
Bro, no matter I feel like last season...
Yeah, go
Actually, Hassan, go ahead, because I want you to answer that question, and maybe you know where I'm going with this, or maybe you just have a different opinion. But go ahead and speak, my friend. You haven't had a chance.
I was going to say before I go off, can you guys clearly hear me, right? Because sometimes streaming out dark's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I mean, with this whole situation and with how Chelsea is going at the moment, it is a good momentum, and the performances have been, objectively speaking, a bit mixed. But the question mark was, can we break down these mid-table, low-block teams? And we've been doing so. We've been hurting them a lot in the counter-attack. Heck, statistically speaking, we scored the most goals so far, but I wouldn't say that we're capable of a title challenge yet. I think that based on what I've seen so far, we're capable of getting top 4 with mediocre sort of performances and up and down sort of results. I can see us getting top 4. I think from Liverpool onwards is a real test, and I think that will solidify how far we go up the table or not. I think Liverpool onwards will be like a real test to see how good these lads are. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a rocky result, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them get humbled. And a lot of these players are running off on confidence, and we've seen it before. What happens with these players when they go off of confidence? It can make or break. What Prime was saying was true. I think it's a make or break Liverpool game. I think that's what will either humble a lot of them, or it will just change our perspective. But I'm not going to base it just on Liverpool game. I'm going to base it on the rough fixture of November. See how these lads perform then and see how they can handle back-to-back losses. And don't forget as well, Maresca is the new manager, and managers tend to get figured out in terms of tactically around 18 to 20 matches. Like, I think Ange got figured out about halfway through the season, and then you see what happens when he got figured out. He was just dropping like games like flies. He was dropping points like flies. So
sorry. But
no, I was saying like managers will always get figured out, and the question mark of Chelsea and these boys are when things get rocky and when you do get figured out, how will they respond? And the only way we'll find out is by November, December time when that period does come.
Here's the thing, and I know where you're coming from, and it makes perfect sense, but the difference between what you're saying then and with Ange versus Maresca is that we've seen Maresca is adaptable. We've seen Maresca can change his tactics. He's not a one-trick pony. He doesn't have a system and he sticks to it. Now, he's not like a Jurgen Klopp. He's more, and listen, I'm not saying he's just like this guy. I'm just saying the comparisons are there. He is more along the lines of a Pep Guardiola school of thought, where Pep will change his tactics. You saw, I don't know if you guys saw the press conference before Ghent. He came out and he said, yes, we were expecting Brighton to play a certain way, but when the game came, because he said this, and I respect this. This is a big standout comment that he said. He said he liked the second half better than the first half. And he said to the journalists, it's because you like the first half because you're looking at the result. But I am looking at the performance, and I like the performance of the second half because it was more controlled. They had chances, but we didn't score them. So the second half, although it was 0-0, Maresca liked it better because the performance was there. And that I like from the manager because he's noticing what he wants his players to do, and he's very nitpicky about those things. So what I'm trying to get at is that in that game, he was able to adapt his tactics in that first half from whatever he set the players up to do to, you know what, they're playing a high line. We didn't anticipate that. Jackson, be ready to beat the runner, beat the defender. So, you know, to go what you're saying, Hassan, about being found out, I don't think this manager is capable of being found out. I think the only thing that's going to happen is that there's going to be another manager that will out-tactic him or just have a better day or have a better luck on the day in terms of a result.
But Hassan still has a point, though, of like people were saying stuff about, and people always do this when a new manager comes to the league and they start well. People like love to overhype and quote unquote pause to suck them off. They did it with Glasner when he went to Palace midway last season. Oh, he's this amazing manager. They did that with Ange last season. Season before that, they did that with Ten Hag when he went to Man United. Like, give the managers a bit more time. Give him. I don't want to put that pressure yet on a Maresca when only a month ago everyone was saying he's a championship manager. Everyone was saying that Chelsea have no idea what they're doing. We're in a mess, and now we can go.
They
for
called him a pound on Pep as well.
I think it's just too far. I want to give if in December, January we're still amongst the top, then I might change my mind and say, yeah, let's actually keep this up now and go for the title. But now it's just way too early, man. It's way too early.
But going back to the conversation that we were having before that CFC for Life had brought up about the mentality of the squad this season versus last season, I'll be so honest with you guys. Last season, I don't think the players were playing or aiming for anything. I think the players did kind of give up and say, like, dude, we suck. And it wasn't until an opportunity to... So I think they were playing for the Carabao Cup to get into Europa. And then when that option left the table and the only option that was left was, yo, we have to make top six, then they decided to play for top six. And we saw Cole Palmer came out in interviews saying, like, yeah, we're trying to get into Europe. We're doing this and that. So I think the mentality throughout the season really changed. And I just genuinely feel, for whatever reason, this season, Maresca has instilled a lot of mentality to this team. And one of those things is like, listen, we are going to be in top four. And I think these players believe it. And not only that, I think these players are going to aim to actually challenge for the title. But before we continue this debate, we just got another call in here. LT, my friend, how are you? Welcome to the call-in show. Give me your thoughts, my friend, on whether or not you think can Cole Palmer lead Chelsea to the title charge, or really anything we were discussing just now.
Yo, yeah, so it's pleasure to be on here. Watch you guys a lot, support you guys so much. So yeah.
Big up, thank you.
On the title challenge thing, I really like to kind of temper expectations because of how kind of bad we've been last 2 years. So, but I do have faith in this team this year, and I feel like we're actually turning the corner slowly but surely, and obviously we've seen it in the performances. One thing that really excites me is the attack, obviously. But yeah, I would hold out on side 2 challenge talks for now because I think top 4 is kind of the aim, like you said. If we keep winning till like December, then it's probably a conversation for them. If we keep this form up till December, January times. But I do think Liverpool at Anfield will be very hard. I don't know if we can win there, but if we do and if we win the games after, then it's probably a conversation. But for now, I'm just hoping for top 4, really. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not. Wait, chill. I'm not saying quad. We're not going for the quad. That's crazy. That is crazy. I won't even take it that far. I won't take it that far.
Marshall, why is it crazy? We have 2 squads, man.
Bro, we gotta win 1 trophy before Bro, winning the quad is crazy. Plus, would you even count it if we won the Conference League? If the Conference League was part of that conversation? Imagine how shameless you had to be to count the Conference League as part of your quad.
Why not?
That's
shameless. But Marshall, do you know how difficult it takes to win the league? Do you know how many games you have to realistically win to actually win the league, though?
About 30, 32.
About 36, 35.
This 35 is like controlling.
No, think about it. If you're getting like 90, 95 points,
yeah. That many games, yeah.
No, it's about 90 to 95. 90 to 95 guarantees it.
Right, so technically you're going to have to win, 32, 33 games?
Yeah.
That's a lot of games. That's a lot of games.
But so I think in my head, because again, I got to preface this. I think this team is capable of doing it. I don't actually think we're going to do it. All right? Listen, I'm a content creator. I got to make clickbaity shit from time to time, people. Okay? Understand, all right?
Unrealistic expectations.
The truth is out there, okay? I'm just putting it out there. I'm just being transparent here. But what I will say is that I think
Rory Jennings.
I think no, Rory Jennings would have the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite.
The title would be why Cole Palmer can lead Chelsea to relegation. That's what it would be. Fucking Rory Jennings. But anyways, the thing is, I think this season, I really don't think that there's going to be a team that's going to hit 90 points. Because one, I don't think it's going to be Man City for one. Not anymore, because Rodri is out for the season. It's going to take Pep a while to figure out how to play this team without Rodri. That's going to be an expect them to drop a few more points before they figure it out. Arsenal, listen, no one wants to talk about it, but they've dropped points in 2 games already. 3 games, maybe. 3 games? Maybe. 3 games? All right. They almost dropped it in 3 games, actually. It was 2 games. Brighton, and they dropped against Man City. Yes, they were close against Man City, but they weren't so close against Brighton, and they weren't very close in that last game that they just won 4-2 against, what was it, Brentford or
Leicester?
Bournemouth? Leicester? It was Leicester. Thank you. So they were close to losing, all right, or dropping points again. So they've been dropping a lot of points as well for them. So I don't think, that's why I say I think the title race is going to be a lot closer, or at least top 4. I think top 4 is going to be a lot more close knit than it was in previous seasons, and I do think still that someone is going to run away with it, but it's not going to be by much. That's what makes me think it is possible.
So if City run away with it, okay, where will we finish, Danny?
I still think we're going to finish 4th. But it's going to be 5 points away from the top, possibly this season.
You think it'll be that close?
Actually, no, maybe not 5 points. It'll be like 7 and 8. No, not 15 either. That's ridiculous. I really don't think Arsenal and City are that good this season that they can dominate the league.
But you said that 5 points is a title challenge.
Yeah, I did say that.
So if we finish 7, 8, 9, that's not a title challenge.
If we finish 7, 8, yeah, I don't think that's challenging for the title, but I
So
think
we're
it
not
is close regardless.
So we're not challenging for the title.
Well, we're not 7 or 8 points away towards the end of the season, are we?
So, okay, but based off.
What, you basing it off of the 6 games we've got now then?
Oh, hold on.
No,
Based off
I'm
of your-
saying we can. I think the team is capable of. I thought the team last year was capable of getting top 4 easy, but we had a fucking fraud of a clown of a manager.
It was
Stop bringing up Pochettino, okay?
No, it was there for the taking.
Yeah, but Marshall, but your prediction though, we're not gonna title challenge because we won't finish within 5 points. We'll finish 7, 8, 9. For what you just
7, 8, 9 is kind of close though.
So we're not title challenging.
I don't know if we can get that close.
I never said we were. I said we could. Listening skills. You see where this comes in? This is why you didn't know the link was going to drop 20 minutes from the show. You see? I'm exposing you, Prime. Listening skills, not so Prime.
I am listening. You said could, but by your predictions, this could is irrelevant because you don't think you'll title challenge because by your metric, title challenge is within 5 points, and your prediction is we'll finish within 7, 8, 9. So so could we challenge? We could, but we won't by your prediction.
Yeah, essentially.
So listening skills, I listened to you. I listened to what you said. So
We've got to put that
I
on
think
the
you kind of got
soundboard.
you though with your whole
Well,
point.
I never said we were going to challenge. I said we're going to be a very close top 4. I think we are still going to be leading attacking, best attacking team in the league, but I don't think we're going to be challenging for the title. But before we continue this conversation, I do want to let in another call in. Big up to our boy Dark. Thank you for coming in, brother. Listen,
Just
man.
gonna talk about Joe Felix.
I know you believe. I know you believe.
Is it Cole Palmer gonna like help us now? Joe Felix.
This man has oiled up. I know he believes, bro. Dark. Just tell him, bro. We're gonna challenge for the league.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna necessarily challenge for the league,
God
but
damn.
we're gonna run it. It's gonna be a close race. I feel like. Look at our squad depth, guys. We're playing a whole second team in the conference league. No other team can really say they could do that. Everyone's already dropping like flies. We haven't even hit the December period yet, where we know the games come thick and fast for everyone else.
Fitness is
I'm
a big
saying
part of
don't
it.
look at everyone. Don't look at ourselves. Look at everyone else for real. I don't really see City being as strong as they've been in the past couple of seasons. Liverpool, they just lost Klopp, so they're pretty much in the same position as us, I think. Man U's been shit. Aston Villa, I mean, they're in the Champions League. They got a whole nother thing to worry about. Like, I'm saying if we remain consistent, do what we did last season, which is even just draw to the big teams. We don't even need to beat them. We can be in a run, and we might drop off. Like, I don't know. So it depends on how far we push them into the season. So you guys are saying like within 5 points. I'm saying within like 5 games of the end of the season, if we're still close, that's challenging for me.
Fair
Wait,
enough.
so guys,
And
who do you think is gonna win the league though? Like, who do you think? Arsenal, City?
I predicted City.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say, and I can't believe I overlooked this. Also, big up Jay Remo saying here, been following for a while. Big up, guys. Where's Kai? Damn. Who wants to break it to him? Chris, do you want to do it?
Kai,
do you see the name of the do you see the name of the channel? It's no longer Cage, No Filter Football.
Can I explain
It's been a long time for you, bro.
Kai went on vacation and
No, in
there you go.
Chelsea terms,
Chelsea terms.
in Chelsea terms, Kai got sanctioned by the English government and was forced to sell the channel. Marshall.
Yeah, American bought him out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, something like that. But welcome back, Remo. I kind of remember your name. That's you've been around for a while. So welcome back, my friend.
Bring back Kai Abramovich, man.
Yeah. Same. Hey. Same unfiltered content though. We still do the same shit, so it's not changed at all. But to what Dark was saying, and I think this is a really good point that I completely overlooked, is the squad depth. I think, can most of you guys on the panel agree that in the league we have the best squad depth?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I
think so.
Yeah, but then what does that mean in reality?
What do you mean that means in reality? Like depth-wise from attack, we got Neto on the bench right now. We got not Sancho on the bench. Who is his name?
Yeah, but
Nkunku
what about
on the bench.
defense,
Jao
though?
Felix on the bench. Lavia, the three midfielders: Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia. That's a good three.
No, I get it, but that doesn't guarantee that we're going to win games having these guys come in. We don't know yet, but we've got a good squad, but we don't really know yet how good the depth is until they come in and start winning us games.
I get what
I've seen from Maresca is that when we get to the 70th minute, he's not looking to close up shop. He's looking to kill these teams off, which is why I think our squad depth is going to come into play, and it's going to get us a lot of points. We've already seen with Nkunku coming off the bench getting a winning goal.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a squad win. That's a squad win.
Yeah.
That is literally a squad win. That's what I wanted to allude to.
But here's the thing. Here's another important factor, which those points that were brought up just now are really important factors, right? Having a tool at your disposal from the bench to be able to close off a game that you might be struggling with, right? How many times, multiple seasons, have we faced a low block and we just don't have the answer for it? Whether it be Timo or Kai Havertz or Reece James or Mason Mount, like we never had the answer for it. Now we do have answers. We have multiple types of players that can fulfill multiple roles. We even saw and I do appreciate people noticing this, that we brought on Vega last season almost like the John Obi Mikel role to close up shop and solidify the midfield, which I respect the fact that people notice that. But here's the other thing. With the depth, we don't need to jeopardize in positions like what we're seeing Arsenal do. Like we're seeing Man City do right now. Bro, we only have one injury right now. That's Reece James.
That's Trap James.
That's the only injury. Just deep that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to deep this. The only injury we have on the books right now before we go into our second international break in October is Reece James. That's the only injury. Everyone is fit. Everyone is fit. Bro, at this point last season, I was calling the emergency room to figure out who was ready for the game and who wasn't.
I will say this, though, right? Let's listen. Oh, fuck. Never mind. Anyways, let's...
It happens.
Do something, but I lost the joke, man. Fuck. Anyway, move that aside.
But I think that's a big factor. I think there's a big factor, being able to stay fit.
I think, Marshall, you're making this too easy for me, man.
Well, surely we're going to get more injuries, though.
I think we need to get better. It's not necessarily just per se the defense improving themselves. We need to get better at controlling games.
Yes.
What Moret said for that Brighton game, I said the same 100%. Thing on a watch. I actually said the same thing on a watch along on one of my friends' channel. I said the first game was abysmal. It was a basketball game. The second game, we were actually able to control the game. Enzo and Caicedo, I gave them massive props for how they played in the second half. Enzo especially, and people know how I feel about Enzo. I think if we get better at controlling games from a midfield standpoint, that will help our defense a lot more, and Sanchez, because they won't be faced with a lot of pressure or a lot of quality pressure from teams, and we can get through games a lot more, meaning Cole Palmer doesn't have to score 4 goals every single game, because that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to, as good of a player Palmer is, he shouldn't have to be saving us all the time. You shouldn't have to drag us. So I think if we can control games a lot more, maybe
But I feel
But-
like we are controlling games, though. Like
Not really.
last 2 out of the 3 games, we definitely
I
controlled the
don't
game.
think we've had. I don't think we've had a
Possession.
maybe West Ham. Maybe West Ham, you can say. But aside from West Ham, I don't think we've had a brilliant 90-minute performance. We've had 45 minutes, but not a brilliant 90-minute game.
What did you say? Crystal Palace was a brilliant 90-minute
yeah.
performance, but we just gave them one chance and
One long
boom.
shot.
Because we shut down
I
shop
know
with
we didn't
them.
get
We
the
just
result,
were not
but-
clinical.
We didn't get the result, but we did control the game.
Okay, fine. I'll give you 2. 2 out of the 5.
Servette. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
And the City game, and by the way, the City game, I think we were comfortable in that City game. I think the only reason they scored is because of Bozo mistakes. City didn't threaten us.
100%. I agree.
That's the only reason why anyone scores.
And we had the better chance. We had like 2 chances in the second half where if we score, we would have made it 1-1 before Kovacic scored. So that City game was fine, in my opinion. I didn't have a problem with the City game barring 2 mistakes. But I just think if we can control games a lot more, that means, and also put games to bed more earlier. The West Ham game,
Which we've been doing.
the West Ham game, for example, we were like 2-0 up quite early. It means that killed off the other team. We didn't do that against Palace. We kept letting them grow into the game, and then Eze equalised. If we killed it off and made it 2-0, maybe 3-0, then Palace die off, and then we can take off our best players in the 60th minute. So we need to get better at controlling and killing off games quickly, which is what the best teams do. That's what City do. We need to become inevitable. The way Arsenal are inevitable with set pieces, we need to be inevitable with our clinicalness and our goals. So, but again, we'll see. I'd love to be title challengers, man. I would love to, because I'm sick of Chelsea not being at the top. I'd love to get there.
Bro, we haven't had a conversation about being title challengers since pretty much, what, I want to say November of 2022, right? Tuchel's second season? That was the last time we were even had this discussion.
Yeah.
I don't, because even that season with Tuchel, I didn't believe we'd be in an actual title challenge. And for me, that's not an actual title challenge.
We were at the top of the league. We were at the top of the league for a significant amount of time.
That's not an actual title challenge. I'll be so real.
We was like that under Lampard that one season as well.
Yeah,
during Christmas.
Exactly. We were having the conversations, was what I was saying.
I know, but I don't count it as an actual title challenge.
I know you don't, but the conversations were there. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, and
conversations are always going to be there with
the same
fans, though,
clickbaity
innit?
shit that I was doing then, I'm doing now. Is what I'm trying
Yeah,
to tell you.
you're always going to get that.
Oh no, Marshall, we know you're a hater, but like I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I'm a fucking hoe, man.
Hey, listen, spread it open. Never mind. Oh, hey, yo.
Now everyone knows.
God damn. Don't go that far, Dark. Be nice, man.
hey, Warrior, clip what Marshall said, please. Thank you.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, listen, this is just for shits and gigs. It's a fun topic. I think because there are people. Listen, the media is putting it out there for one.
They do that on purpose.
I know
they do that. They do what you're doing. The media do that for clickbait.
Hey, man,
no, they do.
on.
No, I'm being serious. Most of the media said we don't know Chelsea's shit. Most of the media said Chelsea's shit. We don't know what we're doing. Everyone's like they're crap. Everyone's hating on us. All of a sudden now, everyone's switched up and saying, "Oh, Chelsea might actually do something this season." So that's what they do. They flip flop for a reason, so everyone tunes in. He sees.
What's your name? Sorry.
Who?
You.
Oh wait, hold on. I got you. Let me just look.
CFC for life.
CFC for life.
Oh, CFC for life. So, are you saying, bro, that Marshall is a brown envelope?
Could be. Could be.
Certainly brown. That's for sure.
Marshall, play the music. Play the music.
What music?
The huh?
Oh.
Huh?
There you go. I am brown. Whether you think I'm an envelope or not, that's up to you guys. But I mean, listen, the media, the media is gonna put it out there. But hey, you know what? I said, let's embrace it. Let's embrace it. If they think that we're gonna be title challengers, then fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's just be title challengers. Whether or not we actually do it, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think we are very capable. I genuinely think, and I thought this last season too. This team is really fucking talented. Like, I listen. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy for this. I still think Mudryk is talented. I just think he needs to go. I still think I got you. I still think he has to go and he has to prove it somewhere else. Though he can't do it at Chelsea. Can I ask you?
Why? What makes you think he's? I'm just asking you. Why do you think he's talented? Based off anything you've seen in his whole career?
Butterfly tattoo.
His hairstyles. Like what are you basing it off of?
Marshall. Wait. I have a question to ask you before I answer that. do you think Jeremy Doku's talented?
Yeah, well, I'd say he's more talented than Mudryk. Yeah.
Bro, Mudryk's got the same thing. He's got the stanky leg too. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, if
it's not as good,
Mudryk's stanky leg too.
It's really not as. It's not as direct. But he has his moments. But it's not as direct as Doku. Doku's like you know what he's gonna do, and he's good at it at times. He's not the best, but you know he'll get better under Pep. Whereas Mudryk, I don't know. I'm not really sure about him.
Why Marshall rates Mudryk? I mean, let's be real. We know Marshall's a sucker for bonds with foresight.
Listen, I watch a lot of TikTok, and I can recognize a baller when I see it. Okay.
TikTok. Oh wow, is that what we're doing now? Is that how scouting report through TikTok?
Yeah, the scouting report, the TikTok, the Rabonas, and all that. Yo, come on. Man's Ukrainian Ronaldinho, bro.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do a disservice to Ronaldinho. Yeah, no, you can't do that, man. That's terrible.
Let's not speak about that fraud. Anyways, but with Mudryk, oh, Marshall, bring up the comment above it. Don't be a fraud. Bring up the comment above it. But let me not speak eye test because they say I'm bullying him. Anyways, Mudryk. I don't.
Sorry, the timing.
You're gonna put Reese on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Oh, Ahmed
turned up after all the slander and all the fucking crazy shit I just said.
Ahmed, should we do re-slander now that you're here?
No, man, you know.
You don't even want to do it.
That's not really my type of thing, you know, personally. You know, for me personally, you know, the reason why I'm here is, you know, I advocated for a striker at this football club. You know, it's two strikers actually.
Stop it.
You know,
let him know, Ahmed.
No. I advocated.
Ahmed, land the minerals, Ahmed.
I advocated for John Durant at this football club.
Let's have it right.
I advocated. Right? But instead, you know, there were others, you know, who were sexually obsessed, yeah. A guy who had blonde hair, you know what I mean, on his forehead. But hey, the game's the game, innit, boys? The game's the game.
Wait, don't. Ahmed, I've been speaking before. You could talk about whatever strikers you want to talk about. The Mudryk stuff. Ahmed and Marshall and I spoke about this backstage like a couple of days ago. I agree, Mudryk has talent. I think the problem with Mudryk is his lack of actual games that he's played, and you could also say brain as well. His lack of actual brain, actual like
IQ.
No, his lack of actual games that he's played.
Oh,
and
okay.
Also say games and IQ, but him actually playing games. Like he hasn't really played a lot of games in his career. He hasn't hit 100 games, and him coming to Chelsea, not being allowed to really play and having the confidence sucked from him, doesn't really help him. I think his best. I said pause. Whatever you do with that information is up to you. Anyway, I think the best bet for Mudryk is he needs to go out on loan away from the Chelsea bubble where he can go and cook. I think he should go to Marseille. De Zerbi really loves the guy. Pause. Go there for like 2 years. Go play. Go have bad games. Have good games. Make mistakes. Go grow and learn. Playing consistently. And then we can see where you end up at. But I think as of right now, there's too many like ifs and buts about him. He has talent, but he's not good enough to play because we have better players ahead of him, and we're not going to give him the time at Chelsea to play and make mistakes for a year or two until he does get better potentially. Or maybe he doesn't get better. But either way, we need to try and make money from him and let him go out on loan and play. And whether he ends up being good enough after that loan doesn't matter, because even if he's not good enough for Chelsea, another team will end up buying him for money, and we can make our money back. So I think that's the best option we should use with Mudryk, in my personal opinion.
I didn't get a chance to hear Ahmed actually answer my question of the show today, which, Ahmed, I'm going to give you the floor on this one. Can Cole Palmer lead Chelsea to a title charge?
Not in 2023, 2024, 2025. No, that's not going to happen. So let's give up on that one. Firstly, let's just make that easy link here.
What? Well, actually, maybe you're going to explain yourself, for sure. Go ahead.
I think for me, the reality is, boys, right now, our team is still in a developmental stage, right? We're still in the developmental stage. We still need to grow. We still need to improve. That's why the season for me, getting top 4 and 2 trophies, whether it be like a Carabao Cup, just FA Cup, plus a UEFA Conference League, is, I think, a good development progress, if you're being honest, right? And I think, next season is where you want to be looking at, we want to be strengthening a bit more in the defensive areas, the goalkeeping areas. And I think then that's where the argument, I think, really well and truly starts. So,
all right, I'm gonna gegenpress you, all right, because that is the reasonable and sound answer, and that's the Ahmed that I know 1 out of 10 times. Now,
that's the Bristol 58 token.
Now, if we beat Liverpool,
no,
are we in a title race?
I'm gonna be serious. Even the Ahmed that here would say no. It's not. There's one thing I always talk about here is I love to like obviously crash it on you for random times for fun, but like it's just like, again, this is about logic, like logically speaking, chat, yeah. And I'm gonna say this to everyone. Let me put my light on so you can see me clearly. I don't look too black. There we go, lovely. So you can actually see me a bit more clearer. Yeah, guys, like, let's be realistic. Yeah, our defense is still leaking goals. Currently, yes, the last 2 games you had a clean sheet. The one against Brighton, not so much, but right now, our defense is more than likely still going to be leaky. You still know that Sanchez has got a bozo gene. Those are the sort of things that cannot help you win a title. It's just logic. I guess our attack force is attacking right now, and we can probably rely on them, but we can't rely on our defense. Marshall,
I'm gonna try one more time, ladies and gents. Gegenpress. Ahmed Abdi. Rodri is out with injury. This Arsenal team does not look convincing. We only have Reece James out with injury, and we have more depth. Do you not think we can challenge for the title?
I'm going to repeat it right now. We are not. We are not going to challenge for a title. I think for me, I understand people's point. They've only conceded 2 goals. But I think for me, and I get why people are saying that, yeah. I think the thing is, guys, the reality of the situation is, yeah, our defense is still untested, right? We still need to face a bit more of a bigger opponents, right? And then we can really have that, discussion about honesty. I think the reality is, for me, I still don't trust Sanchez, right? Our defense right now is looking good. Let's not go just, but I want to see us against a bit more stronger opponents. One thing I always say, as a civil engineer, as a statistician, one thing I always talk about is data. We need to see more data. Or as some might say, from a historical aspect, as a historian myself, evidence is needed now. We need the evidence part before we can give our explanation to you.
Yeah, Chris.
But the thing is, Blue Line, one thing I will add too, yeah, is that, listen, Marshall's a sensationalist. Marshall will be like, yeah, after winning against Liverpool, we're not winning the league. You know what I mean? We're not winning the league.
Ridiculous.
We're not going to win. We're challenged.
So Chris, you're gonna appreciate this comment, but I mean, listen, ladies and gents, I tried to big up Dark. If you do have to head out, I appreciate you coming on. But Chris, you're gonna appreciate this comment. Listen, ladies and gents, I tried to press the bridge 258. We went to penalty shootouts, but very much like Gareth Bale, my shot went to the moon, so I lost that one.
What the fuck is that? You barely did it over the moon, man.
Yeah, it went to the moon. It's still in orbit, man.
Like that one shot out of like what? 10?
Ahmed, have you noticed that it's only you that he pressed?
He's pressing me because he's my guy. That's why he thought I was gonna do something crazy. But
no, listen. Ahmed comes here with troll energy every fucking time. He comes out from under his bridge, calling out. I just realized the reference I made. He comes out from under his bridge, his fucking YouTube channel, calling in, trying to troll me about Nicholas Jackson, forcing an agenda on me. That's not even true. So every now and then, I gotta give him the counterattack from time to time. But hey, we're having fun in the stream, man.
I didn't notice what I said and what the joke I was trying to make. And Ahmed
I know, man. I know there's a black agenda on this channel, but if I speak, I'm in big trouble in it. So there you go.
You should have kept the light off, man. I would have been more aggressive. That's
whoa!
Racism. We got him.
We got him. It's crazy. It's all jokes here.
I know. That's why.
Ahmed, before you came on, Marshall admitted that he takes brown envelopes from the football club. He admitted it on stream.
Wow.
I admitted I was brown. That's all I admitted.
No, that's not true. It's not true.
How much you
That
get
is
paid?
true. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
I'm trying to get tickets for the game against. I'm trying to get for the game against Nottingham Forest. Maybe consider the team. You know,
Oh,
maybe even the one for tomorrow. But the one for tomorrow might be a bit too late now. But like.
Listen, if Ahmed goes into the bridge and sees the proper Maresca ball, he might change his opinion. He might be like, you know what, guys?
By the way, bro, again, Chris, Chelsea have never lost to me at this football club, being at the stadium.
Yeah, same here. Actually, I've been like 5 times. Like,
wait, Ahmed, when's the last time you were at the bridge?
So the last time I was at the bridge was only
last
like
season, right?
4 months ago, literally only 4 months ago. When was like February, I think. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So it's only been 6 months. It's only been 6 months.
Are you saying that you're responsible for Potter's form at the end of the season? Is that what you're saying?
No, listen. I don't want to say something. I don't want to say too much. Listen, we gotta get to the strikers today, KMC. We gotta get there. Marshall's gotta get some. The other guy downstairs from me is gonna get some too. Yeah, you know it's kind of crazy. Yeah. The strikers he's scouted in the summer, are cooking right now. But hey, I don't want to say something, I don't want to say too much. Because if I start speaking, you know what I mean, I'm going to start raging. You know what I mean? You see, I don't want to let it out. I don't want to let the devil out. I don't want to lay it out. You know what I mean? I don't want to lay it out. Don't let me out, Marshall. Don't let me out. Don't let me out. Don't let me
get the boots on, bro.
Don't let me, Marshall. Don't let me
let him get the boots on. Well, yeah, I don't want. Wait, private. I don't want to let him get the boots on because I do have to wrap it up. But I mean, listen, we're gonna have we are going to have a discussion about this whole striker situation because very much like Ahmed. Listen, I said in the beginning of the show, at top of the hour, I said this. I was never against the signings. Yes, I did have my doubts, but I was always for, you know what? This recruitment team hasn't really done anything to me to make me believe they can't make it work. So if they really believe in this guy, then so be it. Like that's always how I was. I never truly believed in the guy, but at the same time.
Blue Line is coming. Blue Line 05 is coming, bro. Because if this happens in my stream here, I am going to stop your stream here on a personal level. I'm letting them know. I'm you on radio and calls, I don't want, any of my channels. I don't want. Shut up, Chris. I don't want, what's it called? Any of my comments. I don't want to see Jonathan in my comments. I don't want to see Joe in my comments. I don't want to see Chris in my comments. I don't want to see.
You didn't want David.
I don't want to see anyone named Scooby-Doo in my comments.
How well is he doing?
He's doing shit.
No, he's not. He scored 5 this season. He scored 5
If he was so good, Chris, Chris, West Ham could have bought him. Any club could have bought him, for 20 flipping million pounds. But no one decided.
20 million pounds would have been a bargain for this guy. He scores a lot of goals every year.
Chris, I want you to know, I want you to know, Chris, I want you to know, Chris, this year. 7 million, I dare him to score tomorrow. I dare you to score 7 million.
It's Man United, man. It's not achievement. It's not achievement.
Ahmed, wait, who did you say is shit?
Jonathan David.
Yeah.
Oh, David. I agree. David's not today. Right? He scored.
What happened, boys?
No. He scored 5 in 6. He scored 5 and 6 this season. What you know about? He scores a lot of goals every season.
All right, guys. Guys, don't trigger Ahmed. I'm trying to ask him a question. Don't trigger Ahmed.
Ask your question. Ask your question.
When he sits down.
Well, ask because I have to wrap it up.
I know.
I'll reiterate it. What's the question? So I can reiterate.
5 and 6 in the league.
Right, Chris, what Ahmed said to you? Shut up. Anyway, Ahmed. Ahmed, how many goals in the league does Amadion have this season?
He's got 5 goals in his last 5 games.
In the league?
Not bad.
In the Portuguese league?
In the league.
I think in the Portuguese league, I think he's got 3 goals, if I'm not mistaken.
3 goals in 5, is it? Or 4?
I
think it's 4 and 5.
It's 4 in 4 games. 4 goals in 4 games in which he's only scored 3.
No, in the league, in the league or not?
I think Kylian MC Stenlos, 4 in 4.
Okay, and how many goals in games does Duran have in the league?
I'm actually, I wanted them both, so this is not an issue to me.
I know. I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking how many goals does Duran have in the Prem?
Duran has about 4 or 5.
Yes, 4 or 5, and it's 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, something like that. He has like a similar goal rate to Jackson right now. I think I'm not mistaken, right? Duran.
Everyone, by the way, I'm asking Ahmed. Like, not everyone needs to. You don't need Chris to act up again. The reason why I ask is because everyone's now starting to realize that our scouts are actually cooking about Duran.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
However, our scouts, these same scouts, also found Jackson. Give Jackson the same time. Thank you.
Yeah, but I give Jackson the same time. I just want another striker.
I'm not talking about you, Ahmed. I'm talking about our fan base.
I know,
everyone's jerking off Duran, but you guys didn't want him in the summer. So, anyways.
It actually, you know what it means, bro? It really annoys me, man. It really irks me because, like, you know, listen, I know that you like what's it called, Osman, yeah, but like, you know, honestly, with all due respect, obviously to you, bro, yeah, like if you're being honest, yeah, that we saw how hard that deal was probably gonna be. We knew that, bro, yeah. If we were smart, and you know, obviously, I might be a bit too much hindsight right now, boys, obviously, right? But if let's look at the Duran deal by itself, we could have gotten that brother for 40 million. You know how much it's gonna be now to try to get?
Yeah, but Ahmed, I was fine with not getting.
I'm just talking. Sorry, bro. I'm just trying to obviously make an elaborate point. Obviously, not just to yourself, right? Where it's just where it's just like, guys, like we need to, because like, you know, you're looking at what Duran's doing right now, bro, yeah, and you're looking at what Amorio's doing currently, and like,
I saw a stat. He's averaging a goal for every 47 minutes.
Bro, and like when you really look at that stuff, Marshall, yeah, it irks me personally because it's like, you know, I get, yes, maybe Mudryk was like a blip in the system, maybe, right? Maybe Mudryk was more so something that we did, yeah, out of the blue that does not, you know, follow the trend that we've been trying to do, right? Yeah. When you look at stuff like this, yeah, and it's like, why did we? Because like, again, for me, the reason why I wanted another striker wasn't because of I wanted someone better than Jack. I wanted someone to complement him, who they could almost do like the anime thing of being rivals and like one up in each other. That was always my plan.
Ahmed, as much as I made like jokes with you about the Sammy Nation, when we got linked with him and I saw stuff about Simeone wanting to keep him and Atletico fans rating Rodion, I watched and read scout reports on it, not comps, full scout reports. And from what I've seen, I went on Lewis's channel and I was like, listen, Rodion is not my target. Everyone knows I want Osimhen. But if we sign Rodion as a backup to Jackson, I'm cool with it. He's not a bad player. He's actually good. There's talent there. And people were laughing at me. And I was saying, guys, there's talent there. Let's not just... Because I trust these scouts, man. I trust them to find a quality player in terms of like the fundamentals. I trust them to do their job. And we should let them do their job. We shouldn't laugh because the guy's name sounds funny or because we haven't heard of him.
And you know what it is, Marshall, yeah? It's an uncomfortability now because like these are it's now more than ever. Next time, this summer, yeah, when we come into next season, let's say, and then we're like, maybe, yeah, we need to go in for a striker. It's going to become twice as hard for us now because anyone that our scouts now do identify as a potential upcoming talent, they're going to be demanding for a high fee now. Think about it, bro. Because because we've done Jackson now, and you've seen how he's turned out. Jackson right now, if we're being realistic, yeah, I know he misses 1 or 2 chances every now and then, yeah. But like, realistic, Jackson now is a £90 million player or £100 million player in the market, right?
100%.
Right? Duran in his current rate is probably now an 80 million or to 90 million pound player. And right now, yeah, if my guy, Amordio continues, yeah, his form, He is going from leaving that league for 80-90 million pounds guaranteed, right? Right.
Look at Gyökeres.
And
Gyökeres is another one.
I mean, moving Gyökeres from the equation, like those are the three that we've scouted, that we've known about, right? Imagine what's going to happen next season for any guy that we come in for, yeah, that might be in the 30 to 40 million.
I disagree, because you know what these scouts have shown, Ahmed? These scouts have shown that they can find the next guy. They'll just find the next next.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the point I'm trying to make, bro, is that, next summer, when we maybe have to do that thing of trying to find the next guy, anything that we come into, because of the pedigree of guys that we've scouted and what they've turned out to be, the price might be a bit more heftier than maybe what we would have actually.
I mean, you say that, but how much did a Rodion would have cost us in the summer?
I think it was like after the Gallagher thing was like 40 million, no? 36 or 37.
Which, by the way, Ahmed, 40 is a lot of money for an unknown guy. So we're already getting taxed because we're Chelsea.
That is true. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I know Rodion now is worth it, but 40 mil again is a lot of money for an unknown guy.
Yeah,
so
we're saying that now, but look at Cole Palmer.
No, but that's my point, though. That we're always gonna have.
Yeah. No, we get it. I do have to wrap it up, those boys. I know you guys want to continue this conversation, but I do have to wrap it up, unfortunately. But you know,
anyone that knows what the game tomorrow, do let me know. I'm willing to pay. Don't worry, man. Let me know. I can get some tickets.
Help Ahmed get to the bridge, even though the channel is the bridge.
So I can watch some Dow days. I can watch some Dow day sessions, innit? Dow day sessions, you know what I mean? Hold on, Marshall.
What do you mean? Okay, it doesn't matter.
Ladies and gents, it just cost me 20 quid to go there.
How much does it cost to get there?
Probably 20 quid. That's how much I think it costs similar to like how much the FA Cup game costs, which is like 20-25 quid. So like it probably cost me that much. So hey, 25. Hold up, you Yanks. You know what I mean? 20 quid to watch a Euro Conference League game. And that's good. Joking to my guys, man. Yes, because my burger.
All right, ladies and gents, we're wrapping it up. Smash the like if you haven't done so already. Big up to all our callers today. Also, be sure to subscribe to the video as well. If you are new here, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the call-in show, we do the call-in show at first Wednesday of every month. If you're in the comments section, let me know if you want more call-in shows. If these are interesting to you, maybe we'll do it twice a month. Who knows? It depends on the demand, what the people ask for. So go ahead and let us know in the comments if you want to see more of these shows in the month. But as always, big up to everyone that joined in today. Big up to anyone in the comment section as well, and big up to our members. If you haven't done so already, check out the memberships. We have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And for those of you who are proper casuals, very much like the proper Chels, you get a shout out at the end of every show, and that's going to go out to EE, Uncle Gestures FC, Hassan Nawaz, Will, Dark, Adrian, A. Soliman, and Scott. Big up to you guys. If you join in at the highest tier, you start off on the panel as well on these call-in shows, which is kind of why I want to bring it in more often as well. Get more perks out of that membership. So we're going to rate out to, I think we're rating out Don Hassam. So if you haven't already done so, check out the channel there. They're doing their this is essentially El Ahwa, I think. I don't think it's actually the El Ahwa show, but the panel is essentially there. So go ahead, check it out if you haven't done so already. Let him know where you're coming from. Copy and paste that message, spam it in his chat so that he knows that Casually Chelsea came in and rated. So that being said, guys, I don't think I'm going to be doing a review tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have a work meeting that I have to attend to. But we'll be back on either Saturday or Sunday for more content. I think Sunday might be a double upload, maybe. So be on the lookout for that. Subscribe so you are on the know-how of it. But ladies and gents, I have to head out of here. As always, it's been wonderful to have you guys here. Have a wonderful night, and as always, stay